I think if we're to reach net zero over the coming years, it's absolutely critical that architects and manufacturers work much closely together. That collaboration is key to being able to understand the data that's in our materials, reduce the embodied carbon, and start to really measure things that matter, like this embodied social impact of those materials. You know, what impact is it having on the natural environment, that mining, what impact is it having on the communities that are producing that material? And we're going to get a much richer data set around what materials mean to people, to environments, and ultimately to the health of the planet. In order to reach net zero, things are really starting to accelerate and they're really starting to change, and it's absolutely exciting. You know, there's never been a more exciting time in the construction sector. So we need to move as quickly away from any fossil fuels in terms of our energy, but also in terms of how our materials are made. Fossil fuel derived materials need to move. We need to move towards biogenic construction and bio-based materials. So can we grow our materials? Can we use natural products in our materials? Not just the products themselves, but the binders, the adhesives, everything that goes into that construction process has to be derived from natural products. I think that's a big step that we can take. The second one is it has to be circular. We have to understand what we're doing with the waste, how we're recycling and reusing building components, and the value of those waste streams over time. I think data underpins and is the absolute foundation of how we can move towards meeting our net zero targets. If we're not measuring it, how can we improve it? So the kind of data, now that's a really interesting question. So yeah, we're measuring and monitoring the embodied carbon, the operational energy, and so we should be. But we need to be measuring the social impact. We need to be measuring skills and training, the level of employability in different areas. All of the things that make up a holistic picture of value, we need to be measuring the metrics that are associated with those things, because construction and the built environment fundamentally affect all of those areas of value and can fundamentally improve all of those areas of value over time. I think there's a real opportunity for manufacturers to look further ahead in their business models, in the way that they're planning, and even the type of business model. So don't sell things once. You know, when you've got an opportunity to build a lifetime relationship with a customer or with a client, you know, instead of a point-in-time relationship with a customer or a client. So move beyond that and think about how can you have take-back schemes over time, so where you can, 10 or 15 years down the line, renew all of the materials that you sold the first time round by taking the old ones back, recycling them. You're almost safeguarding your own material supply line in doing that. And you're becoming way more sustainable, and you're creating a much more sustainable product.